FX3, FX2, which one makes more sense in 2025? Let's get into this discussion. First of all, let me just say, picking one over the other is not a straight decision. There's a lot of gray areas that go into deciding if you should get one over the other in 2025. I got the FX3 when it first came out in 2021. It's been my go-to shooter for practically everything. It can shoot interviews, recaps, movies, you name it, the FX3 can shoot it, and it has amazing low light capabilities. Then the FX2 came out and was like, yo, we up in this club too. And what's really great about the FX2 is that it is truly a hybrid camera. So you get 33 megapixels on the Sony FX2 versus 12 megapixels on the Sony FX3. Keep in mind, megapixels are what you see on the computer screen. Photo sites is what you actually see on the camera sensor. So this is 12 megapixels, but it's really 12 photo sites. And so these are the large squares, if you divide it up, that are gathering the light, versus the FX2, which has 33 photo sites. So they're much smaller, but they give you more detail for photography, but let in less light for video. So if you want the true hybrid, yes, the FX2 is the true hybrid. If you want strictly video, the FX3 is strictly video. So if you're someone that just wants to shoot narrative, that just wants to shoot movies, that wants to go to events and get really great footage, that wants to get stuff in low light, no brainer, it's the FX3. This is what you need to get. You won't have any limitations here. The sky is the limit. Now, if you're the person that's also doing graduation photos, if you're also doing portrait photography in your studio, if you're doing street photography, then the FX2, in my opinion, is the way to go. So these cameras, both of these cameras are on the cinema line, and they're packed with features. The FX2, being the newer of the two cameras, has a lot of AI features that the FX3 does not have. I'll just name a few, one of which is dynamic active stabilization. I was using this bad boy and I was moving with my hands and it was like I was using a stabilizer. So in addition to dynamic stabilization, which I'm going to demonstrate by grabbing a lens, you also have a lot of built-in AI features on the FX2 that you don't necessarily have on the FX3. And there's like interesting crop modes and interesting modes for streaming. So there's a lot jam-packed into this camera, which makes it a really great hybrid. So let's just look at one feature, which is the dynamic stabilization. So I'm gonna come over here and let's bump up let's turn down my aperture a bit. Great. So let's say I wanted to like film my FX6 over there. I'm gonna go into the function, and stabilization is off right now. There's standard, there's active, and then there's dynamic active. So with this on, look at that. Whatever movements I'm making, it's like reframing it almost, and it's just keeping it just very stable, which is actually kind of cool and also kind of scary. So there's some really dope features built into the FX2. I also love being able to flip the switch between movie and stills. I'm not gonna lie, that is so clutch. Versus on the FX3, I have to go into mode, and then I have to go to switch to photo or video from the mode button. So having that dedicated button is great. Mind you, I don't use the FX3 for photography. I use it primarily for videography. However, if I am on a scout and I'm taking video of the screen, of the scene, I will switch to photo mode and take some photos as well as a reference. And it's a little bit annoying to have to go and, dial down and twist it and then select the photo mode, versus with the FX2, it's literally flipping a switch, which is really nice. I do really like that. So to sum it up and kind of do the overview, they both do 4K 60. However, a big however, the FX2 does crop mode for 4K 60, which is, it's a little bit annoying if I have to be 100% honest. For me, I do a lot of event recaps and I'll pop on the 16 to 35 and I need that wide shot. So having it crop in and having my 16 be more of like a 24 or higher can be a little bit annoying in tight spaces. But assuming you're not shooting something ultra close, then the crop shouldn't be that big of a deal. So if you are pulling out your wallet and you're trying to decide between the two, here are just some thoughts to keep in mind. One, are you strictly doing video, narrative, shooting, cinematic stuff? Easy peasy, you need the FX3. If you're more of a hybrid shooter, you're doing photography, you're doing maybe some wedding photography, you're doing graduation photography, you're doing portraits, and you also shoot video, no brainer, go for the Sony FX2. Let's talk about price points. So the FX3 is gonna cost you, if we round it, about $4,000. I think it's listed at $39,000, but with tariffs and all that wonderful stuff, you're looking at roughly $4,000. For the FX2, you're looking roughly at $2,700. So there's quite a difference in price between them. This camera, I will say, for 2025 is definitely a great, hey, you're trying to jump into Sony, you're trying to get something to cover all the bases, the FX2 is definitely the way to go. It's a great overall general camera that can do a little bit of everything without sacrificing too much in each of the different categories. You're gonna get great photo, you're gonna get great oversampled 4K footage, you're gonna get great AI features, you're gonna get the latest operating system in this unit, and you still get to be part of the cinema line. Now, if you're saying, hey, I'm not doing any photography at all, I'm strictly trying to make movies, I'm strictly trying to shoot video, I'm trying to get the best low light capability possible, then it's gonna be the FX3. But if you are someone who's starting out, you're looking to jump into Sony, I have to say that the FX2 is a great pickup. You can't go wrong with that. It is just a beauty. Love the viewfinder as well. It's a little quirky at times, but great pickup. I am the Chef Gal, and you just got the recipe.